Hi gang, this is John from Snap-on John 100. I'm here with my daughter Katie, and we're going to be making a bow drill hearth and spindle for beginners. And what I recommend when you're starting out to learn how to do this is going to a place like Lowe's. Home Depot, at least around our area, doesn't carry cedar, but if you go to Lowe's, you can get an 8-foot piece of cedar, a 1 inch by 4 inch long piece. It's 12 feet long, and then if you ask them, they'll cut it into 12-foot sections for free. So then you, for just, I think it was like $5 or something, some small amount, you can end up with 12 pieces that are a foot long, 4 inches wide by about an inch. And then you can make a bow drill set with this out of a wood that is just one of the easiest woods just about to get an ember from. So how we're going to start this is you start with the piece that's 4 inches wide, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut off a little over an inch of it. We're going to baton that off, and once that's split off, we'll carve a spindle out of that one piece, and then we'll be left with the hearth board to make a hearth board with the other piece. And come along with over, we're going to get over to where there's a chopping block, and we'll split this off. Go ahead. Katie's slicing off about a little over an inch. Now hit the end of the knife that's sticking out past there, and just tap it straight down, keeping the knife level. Keep the knife level and just go all the way down through it. Okay, now we've got it split off. Now we're going to carve a spindle. Okay, so she's just carving that spindle and making it, rounding it off. And then she's going to end up pointing one end and having the other end kind of blunted off, kind of bull-nosed.
Do I start with this now?
Yes, now do the other end. Okay. That end's looking really good. Okay, now she's going to take the other end and just kind of bullnose that off by starting closer to the end and make that more of a steeply tapered. Doing a great job. Gotta work towards the handle more, where the blade is, where the handle is, closer to the handle. Yes, you have more leverage. You're halfway out. Go farther in. Put the piece of wood closer to your handle of the knife. There, up there. You have a lot more control way up there than trying to cut it with the tip of your knife. Very good. So pretty soon we're going to have a great looking spindle. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that hole's burned in correctly.
Did I do that wrong?
Okay, good. Now make sure your wrist is locked up against your shin. Okay, your arm needs to be on the outside of your leg. Okay, just like that. Does that feel comfortable?
Yep. There you go.
Okay, now just smooth, even strokes. Okay, it's starting to smoke. There, that's burned in. Now, you can go ahead and stop now. Now look at how the bow's in your hand backwards. Okay, exactly. I let you go ahead and do that because it doesn't really matter a whole lot, except for I wanted you to see what happens when you have it like that, and twice that string wrapped around the spindle and stopped you. So that's why the string's got to be in your hand and curled up in your hand so that dangling off is not there.
Okay.
Okay, so that worked out. The reason why you ended up with it backwards is because when you load the bow, you've got to come up from the bottom inside the string with the black end and then twist it around. You did it with the pointed end. So try loading the bow again. Just like that. Now twist it. Perfect. Now it's on the outside and you've got the bow in your hand the correct way.
Okay.
Okay, see, before you put it in with, you reversed the spindle, and so in order to have it correct, you had to hold the other end of the bow.
This is nice.
Yeah, you did a good job making that. Okay, so now our next step, once we've got that, is we're going to put a notch in it, and we're going to use a Swiss Army knife saw to get it notched. And so we'll come back to you when we get that more accomplished, okay? You're doing good. You just don't try not to press so hard. And that spindle might be in your way, I don't know. And just keep checking your work to make sure that you're not going too deep. Because the notch is going to be just about to the center of the bottom of that burned hole in the hearth board. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, that looks really good. Okay, so now we've got that initial notch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the knife blade and we'll finish it out. Okay, now we're going to try to get an ember with her. She has got her notch all carved out. Okay, now reload that and so that the string is not at the very bottom because you're going to be riding on your foot. You want to no, go up to the center with the black part. Go far higher up, closer to your, bring it up closer to the pointed end. Yes, now do it. There you go. There you go. See, you want it, that's in the center. You want it either in the center or a little up. Okay? You're doing great. Now you need to have your left arm on the outside of your leg and just lock that wrist and hand right up against your shin.
Okay.
Okay, now try to move your whole, move the spindle away or towards your body more at the top. There you go. That's straight. I didn't even know how to explain it. Okay, there you go. Now just start with smooth, even strokes. Okay, and start pressing down with the bearing block. Your hand is getting away from your shin. And raise your body up. Raise your whole body up so that your left arm is more straight, so you've got more power. There. There you go. You don't want to be all hunched over. Okay, it's just starting to smoke, so you want to get a little more downward pressure and go faster with the bow. A little more downward pressure, faster with the bow. Okay, now let off the pressure a little bit and do the bow faster. Give the bow as fast as you can for count of 10. Long strokes.
Oh.
Okay, now let's see what we got. We might have a coal there. It looks like it might be smoking. Now get back a little bit so I can see.
It lost it.
Well, we'll have to analyze it, see what we got. Okay, so we'll get close up and we'll see what we got. All right, so the notch filled up with brown dust. So it's got brown dust in it, but you didn't get, and it's smoked. So what that means to me is that you need a little bit more downward pressure, and the notch is just a little bit narrow because it didn't get enough oxygen to ignite. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll clean the notch up and try it again. Okay, there we go. Now we'll try it again. We made the notch a little bit bigger. Keep your arm on the outside of your leg. And now put your wrist and hand just like that. Okay, now just start long, even strokes. And try to keep the bow horizontal with the ground, or parallel, yeah, parallel with the ground. You're doing good. That looks good. Okay, a little more downward pressure. Make sure you keep your hand and wrist and shin together at the same spot. Looking good. Starting to smoke, so you want to start faster with the bow. Faster with the bow. As fast as you can with the bow. Okay, let off the pressure with the spindle a little bit and give it Jesse with the bows, much as fast as you can.
I can't.
Where your hand is flopping around because you're not close to your shin.